Every kingdom has a king. Right? Every kingdom has a king. You can't have a kingdom, a king's domain, without having a king. If you say you are in the kingdom of God, then you have to understand that we have a king. So God is sovereign. We see him, those of us who believe, recognize him as king. The good thing about a king is that his word is law when he speaks it. So when God determines to bless you, he ain't got to check with nobody. He just says it, and it becomes so. God anoints you to win. He ain't got to ask no losers about it. Every kingdom has a king. Every kingdom has citizens. Can't have a kingdom without citizens. We are citizens. Citizens. Citizens of the kingdom of God. We occupy more than one world at the same time. But I have an earthly citizenship that is waning and a kingdom citizenship that is growing. Every kingdom has a king. Every kingdom has citizens. Every kingdom has laws. Every kingdom has laws, principles. The frustrating part for people who are saved, I'm about saved, because you've been taught your whole life to get saved, but you ain't been taught to be a kingdom citizen. That's like getting born and being left at the hospital your whole life. And so your whole goal was to be saved, and you saw being saved as a finish line rather than a starting block. Everybody been trying to get you saved. Well, once you get saved, I start working on saved people. Because saved people can live with a mentality that is bound to earth things and unaware of kingdom things. Every kingdom has laws, principles. If you don't understand those laws, then you begin to become frustrated because you're in England driving on the wrong side of the road. When I was going to Singapore one year, when the plane was getting ready to land, one of the flight attendants stood there and said to everybody, okay, we're getting ready to go through customs. If you got any drugs, if you got a joint, better find a place on the plane to leave it. Then they came back around and said, okay, look, I know y'all are from America. If you got any drugs, leave it on the plane. Because I know you think that you're American. It don't mean nothing over here. They ain't you don't have no right to no attorney. They ain't gonna call nobody. They gonna hang you in the street on Tuesday. It ain't gonna take a month. They will hang you in the street on Tuesday. They had to keep saying it. Because when you get something in your mind, y'all remember that boy went over there and wrote on the walls and they caned him. The president of the United States, I believe it was Bill Clinton at the time, tried to intervene. Because their law is if you chew gum, spit it on the street, put graffiti on it, they will take you in the middle of town square and take a cane and whoop you in front of everybody. How many of y'all remember that? Some of y'all was too young. And one of the U.S. kids went over there and put some graffiti on the wall, and they snatched him up, and they said, we're gonna cane you. And I mean, it ain't like a switching. It's like a switching on steroids, baby. They find some big samurai person that they train to cane you. And I mean, it got to be a big deal, you know, to the point that the President of the United States tried to intervene and says, just send him back in. And they said, They said, you got all them brats running the street over there in America. We're not going to have them up over here. And so that's what they did. That's what they did. I'm just trying to tell you that you cannot superimpose laws of one kingdom over on another kingdom. See, so what happens to us is we start bringing our natural mentality into a kingdom by which those laws don't work. You don't get ahead in the kingdom of God by stabbing folks in the back. You get caned for it. So in the kingdom of God, we have laws, sowing and reaping, forgiving, blessing over cursing. We have all kinds of laws that govern in the kingdom of God. And so every kingdom has laws, and if you're going to be a part of a kingdom revolution, you have to know the laws of the kingdom. Frustrated Christians are people that somebody got saved at an altar, but they refuse to understand the laws of the kingdom, and you hear them preach, but you're not operating in the laws of it, so you're frustrated, dodging traffic, driving on the different side of the road. Every kingdom has language, ways of communication, language. Every kingdom has an economy. Every kingdom has an economy. Quit telling people you're in the kingdom of God and you ain't gave nothing. Every kingdom has an economy. And the kingdom of God has ways of blessing and all of those things. But every kingdom has an economy, for sure. Every kingdom has an army. If you're going to be a kingdom for very long, you got to know how to protect yourself. Especially when you are in hostile territory. Especially when you are in warfare. Especially when you're surrounded by enemies. Huh? The devil ain't going to just watch the church have a kingdom revolution. Then we're just going to tiptoe our way there. So we have to understand the weapons of our warfare as well. Every kingdom then has a culture. A culture. Every kingdom has a culture. And that can be the totality of art and music and food and language and ways, modes of dress and all of the different things that bring about culture.